Hey, how's it going? And today this is just a quick and easy video showing you how to do a Zolly shot or a Dolly zoom shot. There's two different ways that you can do this shot. It creates a sense of sudden realization. There's two ways this shot can work. One is that the camera can be dollying in while you're zooming out or adjusting your focal length. And the other way is you can be pulling out while zooming in and adjusting your focal length. So I'm going to do this the first way, which is the camera dollying in while zooming out. The goal here is the zoom compensates to maintain the framing and the size of the subject. So, and this is one reason I like LIghtWave too, is that, and 3D, is that you basically have the world is your oyster. You have a full movie studio with all the assets you could possibly want, and you can do things with the camera in 3D that you can't do in real life. So I think it's amazing. So anyway, here we are in the perspective. The good thing about being in perspective is that you can really get in and get a nice perspective pretty easy just by moving these controls. You can get the viewpoint that you want. I think on this particular shot we only want the movement on the Z-axis, so I want to make sure my rotation is zeroed out, and the only thing I really want to move to animate this dolly in is the Z-axis and no other axis. We just want a straight dolly in, I think, for maximum effect. But I use the perspective view to basically get the positioning that I want. I really want to be mostly focused on her face, and I think that's a good spot. So once you're kind of where you want to be in the perspective, then you can switch and match your perspective to the camera. Because once you go to the camera, you don't have a switch to camera view. You don't have the same range of options to move around anymore. So you can only really move down here. And this is just a box, a 3D box with checkerboard on it. And this is just a Mixamo character. So now once I have my first frame or the beginning of my shot, I'm on the 0 frame, then I'll simply drag the playhead down here to 120. And I can only go in so far, but let's say right about there. You probably want to adjust your perspective on the X and Y on the first frame rather than adjusting it here, because you're going to introduce another movement. So you can see I'm coming in low right there. So I can tell that on the Y, I probably want to be higher up to start with, like that. And then let's see where that puts me. I just want to zoom in like kind of on her face there. So let me go back to here. And I suppose I could adjust my rotations here a little bit, but let me just zero these out, because I just really want to just move in on the Z axis. So right about like that. So no further than that really. So let me just keep playing around with this a little bit to get it seems like it'd be pretty straightforward to do this. But you can adjust everything here and get the perspective that you want. So let's see how this goes. So from right about there is good. I don't want to go in any further than that. So let me just adjust my in frames there and put that 97 then. So let's see what my shot is. Although I wish I was a little more level with her. So let me come down here a little bit. Let's see how that goes. I just really want to do a straight shot in like that. So maybe up a little tiny bit higher. You just play around with it to get it where you want it. But you get the idea, right? Okay, just a quick zoom in on the Z axis really. Although I see I got some movement on the other axis, it's a little bit there too. But just a straight zoom in like that. Boom, boom. Okay, then once that's done, all you got to do is go into your camera properties here, and on the focal length, this will be how we'll adjust. So you just click here on the E, and you can hit A to kind of get in. Now interesting, as you zoom in on this, it's really hard to see here, but this is actually in the millimeters of the camera. So that's a 24 millimeter right there. So hit A again. It's zooming me out. So it can be hard, a little wonky working with this sometimes. You just can play around with these controls to zoom in. But all we need to really do is just get a keyframe, set a keyframe here, and put it right about here. And if it's not quite where we want it, I'm going to say that we're on a 24 millimeter. So I think if you go half of that, 12 millimeter, then that should give us the zoom that we're looking for. Although this doesn't seem right here. Not 12 meters, gosh, 12 mm. Sorry about that. Yeah, I should be going down. So it's going from 24 millimeter to 12 millimeters. Okay. And then if you can't really appreciate it here, but I'll put it into VPR. And the reason you need the background is so that you can tell that her head is staying about the same size. So you see the background shifting, right? So it's just a cool thing to realize that all the camera moves that you can make with a real camera in real life, you can do them in 3D. And actually this particular shot with a real camera is kind of challenging. So that's one thing I really love about 3D is how easy it is to create things and go places with the camera that you can't really go in reality. So anyway, just a quick video to show you how easy it is to do a dolly zoom or Zolly shot. Take care, talk to you later, and have a great day.